And here's my prediction. My prediction is I will not be on American Idol.
Aw.
Oh, what else? What should I go to? Oh, there's so much to go to. All right, I played you the Captain Jake's calls. Yeah, this kind of, listen, let me tell you something, and let me be honest with everybody. Because all this shit with the American Idol thing, it's a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying all the press and having a good time commenting on it and what I would do if I was an American Idol judge. And there's a lot of speculation whether or not they're considering me or not. I know the truth.
What is the truth?
What is the truth? I'm not saying. But let me just say this, and this is the truth. You know, I certainly don't need an American Idol job. It's not really my life's goal. It's not my life's ambition. Quite frankly, American Idol is up and running and doing its thing. And when Simon leaves, it's going to be a huge hit because Simon, it's going to be a huge hit to the show's ratings. It's going to be a bad thing. And for someone to take over for Simon, it's going to be very, very difficult. But Ellen DeGeneres is such a jerk because she commented yesterday on whether or not she would work with me. And here's what she said. I brought in the article. Ellen not in favor of Stern on Idol. New judge Ellen DeGeneres is reportedly not in favor of Howard Stern joining American Idol. According to Deadline Hollywood, an insider said that Stern is indeed being considered as a judge, and DeGeneres is against him joining the show. Speculation about Stern being the producer's first pick to replace Simon Cowell surfaced last week. Reports have suggested that there's no official plans at Fox for SiriusXM DJ to replace Cowell. Stern recently stated that he would consider joining the program if an offer was made. Okay. And then in another article, she even got, this is an article by Bill Zwecker of the Sun-Times. He got her saying this. This is a little bit more elaborate. DeGeneres apparently is making it clear that if Stern is hired, she immediately leave the show. She just debuted Tuesday night replacing Paul Abdul. Okay, look, here's the point. I happen to be a human being, whether you knew it or not. And I've told you in the past, I've had many opportunities in my career to make sure that people don't get work. And I never took the opportunity. I'll tell you why. It's bad karma. Let's suppose American Idol is my big dream job. Let's suppose I didn't make that great a living and this was a big opportunity for me. For Ellen DeGeneres to actively go and say, I'm quitting the show and I will not work here with Howard Stern, is to rain on my parade. Now, she's lucky I don't need this fucking job. I don't need American Idol. That's not my career goal. I didn't get into this business to sit there and fantasize about judging karaoke contests. So I'm okay with this. But when you piss on somebody's job opportunity, Ellen really wanted to be a judge on American Idol. Wasn't her goal when she got into the business, but she really wanted it, and she took the job. She would deny me my dream job because she doesn't like me personally. And that's why I told you Ellen's a cunt. And let me tell you another thing. I'm putting a curse on Ellen DeGeneres. Now, when you ask me what a curse is, I told you it is bad karma for anyone to block anybody from getting a job, unless they've murdered someone. If she's in a position to say to the American Idol bosses, it's either me or him, if she puts that to them, that's really bad karma. I'm waiting to see, within the next year or so, things are going to go horribly wrong for her.
Is
I'm
her
telling
whole
you.
life going to come crashing down around her?
Yeah. That's the karma. I believe in it, and I believe it's the worst thing you can do. That's just the way it goes. She is now forever cursed.
What happens? Is Portia leaving?
Something's going to happen.
You don't want to predict
I'm not
exactly
predicting anything,
what.
but that's a curse.
Will we know that the curse has been imposed?
Yes. She is cursed. I don't really have to curse her. She is going to be cursed. You'll see. I'm telling you I believe in this.
I wish that were true. I see a lot of people who do bad things thriving all the time.
There are people who came to me in this company and said that if I wanted certain people fired, I could have that done, as long as I'd sign here in order to keep me happy. And I said to them, I will never do that. That's a curse. People have a right to work. I don't care who they are. Even if they're people I don't like. I would never take their work away from them. That's just the way I am. That's the one rule I've got. I cling to that rule. And for this Ellen DeGeneres to open up her yap about, let's say this was my dream job.
Well, what was her reason for your not...
What? Because
why won't she work with you?
First of all...
Did she even give a reason?
No reason. No reason. It's just it's Howard Stern. I don't like him.
That's crappy.
You know? And that face of hers... I mean, she looks like she smelled bad pussy. You know?
That could leave a permanent mark on a person.
I think that's what I think. Before she got famous, she had a lot of bad pussy, and that nose it's forever crinkled. And she's like, it's like,
ew.
That's the face. Woo! You'll see that face on Howard TV. I just made it. Cara DeGuardia, who's a big nobody, horrible judge, who they'd be lucky to get rid of. She weighed in too. DeGuardi also addressed rumors that Idol producers were courting shock jock Howard Stern. What a dummy that she would open her mouth. Shock jock Howard Stern has a replacement for Cowell who will leave the series at the end of this season to launch the X Factor. I don't think he has a musical background or any music, anything, DeGuardi said. I think if you're going to replace Simon, you have to have that background, she says. Well, in the previous paragraph,
right next to Ellen.
Sitting next to Ellen DeGeneres. What musical background does she have? And she's saying how great it is working with Ellen DeGeneres. It's refreshing. It's fun. I admire her. You have to be somebody who knows about signing great artists and being a part of their careers from the very beginning to the very end.
Why?
That's probably a precursor for whoever takes the position if they're not a big artist who's been through it themselves.
What?
In other words, if you don't get somebody who's a famous musical artist to be in Simon's chair, then it's got to be somebody who's mentored and guided.
Who stood next to one.
Right. Who stood next to him. Nobody's bothered to ask. Carol DeGuardia never bothered to ask what my musical credentials are. I guarantee you this.
Again, if they don't get somebody people want to listen to, she's going to be out of a job.
Number one, I am sure I can play guitar and piano better than Ellen DeGeneres. That's number one. Number two, I've put out hit albums. I had the fastest selling album in history. And Rick Rubin and I worked together. We collaborated.
You've collaborated with many great artists.
I've been in the studio with artists. And as a disc jockey, I picked artists who were nobodies who became superstars. I backed them. Billy Squier. John Bon Jovi. Who else, Robin?
Billy Squier.
Billy Squier. Well, that's more than Ellen DeGeneres has done. I met the guy in Detroit, and I said, you're going places, son. Come on my show. Let's see if we can't get some people in to see you. And I helped build his career, quite frankly.
You've inspired artists.
I've worked with Mr. Robert Zombie.
Pharrell.
Scotty Pharrell.
No, not Pharrell.
What does Pharrell know about music? No, but in all seriousness, I have
Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray. Ask Mark McGrath who he credits with the birth of his career. Ask him. Quite frankly.
Cara,
I guarantee I've launched more careers and been involved in more careers than you have. In fact, Cara, I invite you over to my home. You'll see about, 1,000 gold records sitting on my walls. Why do you think they're there? Why are they there, Robin?
I don't know.
No, they're there because I helped artists sell albums. Artists I believed in.
We have musical talent on this show all the time, and we don't just let anybody in.